Look at all these peppercorns. These must be pepper trees. Good morning, trekkers. It is Saturday, November 25th, 2023, and we are out on what's known as the Bugline Trail in Waukesha County. Got an early morning shuttle from Sanjay. You might remember him from some different hikes. And we got started on this trail right about 7:53 in the morning. This trail, as you might suspect, is a rail-to-trail conversion. It runs for a little bit over 16 miles from downtown Menomonee Falls to North Lake, and along the way it takes us through several western suburbs of Milwaukee. We'll go through neighborhoods, we'll go through wildlife areas, and we'll follow just a beautiful path. It is mostly sunny. 25 degrees out here, so it's a bit frosty, as you can tell. Not a bad morning. There's very little wind. It's not going to get a whole lot warmer, maybe up into the low 30s. Should be an absolutely beautiful day to just go out for a walk. Here's the snowmobile trail map. The Bugline Trail, this part of it, a good part of it, is a snowmobile trail. And you can see the sign says it's closed unless there's 6 inches of snow and the temperature is below 32. We haven't had open snowmobile trails in southern Wisconsin in probably 4 or 5 years. We are sitting right at intersection 270 right here. We came from right about here where the Bugline Trail was, and we are going to end somewhere right about in here. You can see we still have a long way to go. You can also see from the map here too that, you know, we went through city proper. Now we're kind of out in, I guess you'd consider it countryside. There's some swamps and farm fields, farmhouse over there. If they actually do any farming, I don't know anymore. But then right here we have a little subdivision, and that is going to be the nature of this trail for most of the rest of the way. We'll go through a couple of smaller suburb areas, but for the most part we're going to be out in subdivisions and woods. There's 5 blue jays popping around over here and a couple other birds, but really neat. I hope they come through on the camera. Making our way through some pretty woodlands. I hear a county highway over there, but over this direction is the beginnings of the Fox River. Well, actually back behind us a couple of miles, but this is the Fox River. It's pretty much just a seedy little wetland, and if we were to go in there, we'd find it to be sort of a narrow little creek. And for those of you who are familiar with Wisconsin geography, this is the other Fox River. This is not the Fox River that flows into Lake Winnebago and then up to Green Bay and into Lake Michigan. This is the Fox River that starts right up around in here in Washington County and winds its way through Milwaukee suburbs, down through the western suburbs of Chicago, and ends up draining into the Illinois River at Ottawa, Illinois. Good boy. You take a tumble. You took a tumble. you can probably just make out this green path that's on the other side of the trees here. We were passing by Menomonee Park in the little village of Lannon, and oh, here we go. And looks like they have a trail system for hiking, and well, this is clearly for skiing. Very nice. This will be a park to come and check out someday. Looks like kind of a peaceful little wooded area. Nice little stretch of woods to walk through. But on both sides are very large quarries. Well, it's a little bit after 11 o'clock in the morning here. I've been on the trail for about 3¼ hours. The post right there behind me says mile 6. The route that I took, it's actually mile 6.7. There seems to be 2 eastern trailheads to the Bugline Trail, neither of which have parking. I chose the most easternmost of all of them. Most easternmost, okay. And doing wandering back and forth for the camera and whatnot, I'm actually sitting at 7¼ miles hiked total. And I'm feeling it. I was feeling really good this morning on the drive over. It's about an hour and 20-minute drive over. Got the shuttle. That was about a 20-minute drive. Thank you, Sanjay. And boy, I felt good. Lots of energy. Legs felt good. Back felt good. And last mile here, legs don't feel good. Back is starting to stiffen up. And that just sucks the energy right out of you. It's going to be a long day. I'm glad there's these park benches that are along the way. They're pretty much every mile. At every post there's one of them, so that's kind of nice. You can take a break, sit down, stretch out, rest the back, go another couple miles, do the same. I think I don't know, about 1.5 miles here we get to another major road crossing. I think there's a convenience store, grocery store. I might actually pop in and find a sandwich somewhere or something like that. And then there's a couple parks that are within area, and take a longer break and have an actual lunch. I don't eat a whole lot when I'm out hiking. Tummy doesn't sit well when you stuff lots of food in it and continue to walk down the trail. But I'm gonna do a little bit of lunch and take a longer break here in about another hour or so. You can see there's the sun. Bye, sun. It's rapidly going away, and we're going to have one of our very typical gray November days, which you know, I'm a weird guy and I like those kind of days. There's just a feel to them, the way things sound, and nobody else goes outside because they don't like them. So oh well, back to the break. You guys go back to watching your video. This is the second bridge I've been on this trail where they have put down plywood as the decking. And I do not recall on any other rail trail having seen this before. And an actual rail line. Did something a little out of the ordinary and actually stopped at a little local cafe place for a little bit of lunch, and it was a little bit. That wasn't too bad. Not a lot, not too little. Of course, it was expensive. It's called the Local Latte, and all of their signs, they clearly like people coming on the trail. And now we're just walking through Sussex. Well, we're almost to the Highway 164 underpass. That's just up ahead. We've got some industrial and commercial over there. Other side we have some, looks like twindos and apartments. Kind of on the outskirts of Sussex, but certainly by no means out of town. We are almost to the 9-mile marker of the trail, which means we've gone probably around 10.25 miles or so. So we are about halfway, maybe a little over, and hanging in there pretty well. There you go. Get your goose fix for today. And ducks. And another mile down the trail and we are out of town and into the marshland and farmland and very expensive homes. Another mile and we'll be into another village and leaving the countryside, as it were, behind for just a little bit. Interesting spot in here. In the middle of this marsh is a little creek. I don't know the name of the creek, but it heads in that direction and drains into the Bark River. But what's really cool here is you can see now we've been approaching these low hills that are all along the west here, and we're getting into those, and that was left by the last glacier. Mile marker 11, and we've actually gone probably about 12.8 total. This whole trail has been paved. I think the whole thing is paved, but it's been paved so far, which after 12 miles is a little tough on the old knees and hips, but most of the way, I would say, of the 12.5 miles here, or 12.8 miles, is that, easily 9 of them I've been able to walk on a shoulder that's either dirt or gravel or grass. Pieces of the village of Lisbon have been hanging off to our left for the last mile or so, and through the trees there is a community park, the Lisbon Community Park, over to the left. And we'll be getting to a road here shortly, and that'll pretty much be the edge of Lisbon and the beginning of the village of Merton. Entering downtown Merton. This little rise right here, a little mound, runs for a little over 90 feet that direction. That big oak is almost in the middle of it. And we have private property right on the other side of the oak tree. And then the other mound is over there and is almost as long, you can just kind of make out the other mound just a little bit. You see that what looks like a pile of leaves through the trees there. Let's see, we got some garbage here. Yeah, so the Bugline Trail, the actual rail line was built in 1890 and provided access, transportation for canneries, the dairies or creameries, the feed mills, but most notably the quarries. And we saw a few of those today. Its name, the Bugline, is derived from the passengers that went along the way, where they described the trip as bugs crawling along a grapevine, so it became the Bugline. It was originally built by the old Milwaukee, Menomonee, and Western Railroad, and that was taken over very shortly thereafter by the Milwaukee Road. And the service on the Milwaukee Road on the Bugline ended in 1978, and that pretty much coincided with my great uncle's career of riding along on those trains as a repairman. Trail conversion started like almost immediately, and it opened for recreation in 1983. It was gravel for the longest time, and I'd have to go back and look, but pavement started in the early to mid 2000s, and there were several extensions along the way, but now it runs from downtown Menomonee Falls all the way to the little town of North Lake. Well, we're sitting here in Merton's Fireman's Park, taking a hopefully a longer break. There's about 3.5, maybe 4 miles of the trail left. About 3.5 miles of the trail left. I've got another half mile past that to get back to the car. And yeah, it's about 3:45 right now, so it's getting dark. We'll have dark in about 45 minutes here. I'm tired. Even my shoulders hurt. We won't even talk about the back and the legs and the feet and the blister that's forming. And yeah, we're getting pretty beat up here, but it's been a good day. Been a nice, quiet day. Seen a lot of people on the trail. I would say in total, probably about 30 people throughout the whole day. That's more than I thought I would see. But as you get closer into these villages, people are coming from the main streets. They'll go out a mile, come back a mile. And that's pretty much what I've been seeing. So yeah, we'll finish up this break here, just getting some liquid, a little bit of food, and communing with the geese, and we'll get on down the Bugline Trail. Now that's a rail line trail, straight as an arrow. I can see the next road, cars going past it a half mile away. And here we are, Ice Age Trail comes right in through here, parallels us for a while. There we are, guys. Night has fallen. Probably maybe 2 miles to go, somewhere in that region. And that's good, because I am a hurting unit right now. Ooh, buddy. I'm guessing I'm sitting right around 18.5 miles on the day right now. That is an awful lot. Hey trekkers, it's been good. Let's finish this up, eh? there goes the Ice Age Trail. It takes off and heads back to where the car is parked. But we still have to go that way. And that, trekkers, is the end of the trail. We go up Hartman Court, up to Kilbourne, and back to the car. About a half mile. But there's a hill involved.